Hello, this is Janet from janetsandberg.com, and you're listening to the Phoenix Wisdom Podcast, the weekly show that talks to peers and professionals who open up about their darkest moments when they felt like ending it all, why they didn't, and how they transformed their lives in order to triumph over the darkness and despair. Please remember to subscribe if you'd like to hear more inspiring stories. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Phoenix Wisdom Podcast. We are here with Mark Coope. I am your host, Janet Sandberg. Mark, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your story with our listeners. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself to get us started?
Yes, certainly, Janet. Thanks for inviting me onto this. I'm Mark. I'm 63 years old. I'm married to Rachel and we've been for nearly 25 years. We have 3 children and we have 3 grandchildren.
Amazing.
Yeah, Rachel came with a couple, but, hey, they're ours. There's no doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we're doing strong and we're going well now, and things I've actually starting to see a smile back on the face, which is awesome.
Oh, beautiful.
Everything that's happened, but yeah.
All right.
That's more or less it. I have my own business where I repair HP design jets. If nobody knows what them are, it's you see someone with a big drawing, a builder with a big drawing. Well, I fix the printers that produce them.
Oh, okay.
It's the wide format printers, so I fix them. I also run a jiu-jitsu club in Oldham, where I'm a qualified coach and I teach kids and adults the noble art of traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Beautiful. That's super cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good.
All right. So why don't we start with your story and go back in time a little bit. Tell us what was going on in your life when you were unhappy and thought maybe you didn't want this life anymore.
Yeah, when I decided I wanted to check out of the hotel of life. It was bad times, bad times. It's a difficult question. It's very emotive because when you're actually there, you don't actually realize you are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't actually know. I didn't know I was there. I didn't know how I got there. When I'm looking back now and analysing it, it's quite easy to ascertain and understand what happened. The awakening, I'd like to start with the awakening if I could, is that I remember going to the doctors. I remember going to the doctors for a totally unrelated problem. I'd had an injection in my knee, a cortisone injection, which ended up by getting cellulitis in my leg.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a bit nasty, but we went to the doctors and they were sorting out, and this was really what would have been my last visit to the doctors. And I remember, all I can remember is here. I remember going through the door of the doctors. I remember hearing something in the distance, just like a dog barking in the distance. It's really strange. And I could hear this dog barking, just monotonously. And I'm trying to focus on this. And as I'm focusing on this sound, there were 3 pairs of eyes looking at me out of the darkness, out of the gloom in my mind. And it was like, and I couldn't work out what was happening. So I focused and focused and focused on this sound. And as it drew closer, it wasn't a dog. It was a name. It was a name. And as I focused on it and focused on it, it was my name.
Oh.
Someone was calling my name. And I just couldn't work out what it was. And slowly, I was looking out my eyes as though I was underwater. I'm just looking through water. And I could see a face in front of me. And I focused on this face. It was my wife's face. It was Rachel's.
Oh.
She was saying, and what she was saying was, Mark, come back to us. Where are you? Come back to us. That was one, suppose, the pinnacle of being where I were being so low. it's not as sinister as it seems, but it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise, to be honest with you. If we can just jump back in time now, we leave that where it is at the moment, just jump back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just about my childhood. I was born, obviously, at an early age, and I was the youngest of 3 kids, 3 brothers. There's me and my 2 older brothers. Mum and dad was just standard people, electrician, midwife, that sort of stuff. I had a great childhood growing up in the 60s, but 3 boisterous boys. Get 3 brothers together. We're literally 8 to 14 months between each of us. We were thick as thieves, and we just got to so much mischief, it was unbelievable.
I can imagine.
As I grew up, as I got better, my brother started playing football, soccer, football. I went the other way and started playing rugby league when I was 15. Absolutely adored it. I was told, you can't play rugby league, you're not big enough, you're not tough enough, and all that. 22 years later, when I retired from playing for I played for one of the top amateur teams in Oldham. I also played for the Oldham Town team. I turned down, I was travelling reserve for Lancashire. I did a lot of things in my career, and I loved it. And I retired at 35 when I couldn't get there anymore. I knew what I had to do, I just couldn't do it. So 3 years later, I took up jiu-jitsu. This is when I was about 38. You think I'm waffling, but it's pertinent to who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I took up jiu-jitsu, and I remember just almost walking away from the door, thinking, what am I doing? What am I doing? So I said, no, I want to do this. I want to do this. So I went in and I started training, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So I remember thinking, it's a 4-year program, this. It's a 4-year, from start to black belt is a 4-year program.
Okay.
But I wanted to get it when I was 40. I wanted to get it in the 40th year. I only had 2 years. I was told I can't do it. It's a 4-year program. You can't do it, but you're not there. But I was 40. I was 40 and 6 months when I took my black belt grading. So I did it in 2 years, 8 months.
Amazing.
So I've always been sport orientated. I've always been confident. I've never been cocky, never been bullshit. Played rugby on the pitch. Whatever happened on the pitch, stayed on the pitch. That was a game. Afterwards, let's have a few beers. Let's have a laugh and a joke. Let's talk about girlfriends and wives and all that. No problem. In real life, I was such a nice guy. I was dead calm and didn't get involved in things and just walked away from trouble and all that. Just this sort of guy. Anyway, let's jump now to February 2016. Friday night. Me and my wife and Heather, our eldest daughter, went to celebrate a 60th birthday party of one of our friends. And we left our youngest daughter, who was 15, at home with a couple of the mates. Scary movie and pizza party. You know what you girls are like. I won't go near scary movies, but you know what you girls are like. Hey, scary movie, it's all good fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we're having a great time. We're having a great time at this party. Seeing a load of my old mates and one thing and another. We get home. There's just chaos on the street. So it's like, coming on the taxi. What's going on here? What's happening here? Just absolute. So Rachel said, it's outside our house. So, no, I didn't. She said, it's outside our house. So put up outside our house, and she was right. She's a woman, she would be. She's always right. So I get out of the taxi and basically said, what's going on here? And I heard my daughter shout from the door, Dad, I need you. Just not violently, just first. Next thing I know, I remember everything just going orange. Big orange. The world went orange. And I found myself on the floor. So I thought, what's going on here? And I just shook my head and sort of thought, what's going on here? And I could feel this sticky, viscous liquid on my face. Didn't think anything of it. So I stood up, turned to face this guy, who was obviously the guy I just pushed past, when the world went orange again. Totally orange again. And I was on the floor again. I realised what was happening this time. On the first one, so the guy had pushed past us, had smacked me over the face, around the top of my face this way, with a bottle of whiskey stolen from my house. A bottle of 12-year-old malt whiskey.
Oh,
Smacked me across the front of the head. That's where that scar's from. And it came across my head, smashed my nose, broke my nose, and had this, and also cut this side. So that viscous liquid I could feel was my blood.
oh my God.
What had happened next was his mate had hit me on the back of the head with a bottle. So I had a lump here, a lump here.
Oh my God.
My ear was cut. I'm sorry to say what happened next. I'm not very proud of, but I wasn't going down the third time.
Yeah.
No way were I going down the third time. It was carnage. When they said the red mist descends, and you don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
well, the situation I was in, I realised I was fighting for my life at that stage. If I'd gone on
Yeah.
before, I wouldn't have survived the night. So anyway, lots of injuries later, not just for me. They run off. There was estimated about 26 of them on one.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So the police came as they were normal late, always late, like on the films. They always turn up late, don't they? And they said get yourself off to hospital. I went to hospital. I had a relapse in the waiting room and ended up with 6 security guards around me. But anyway, I came home, no damage apart from bruises and cuts and bruises. Came home, started to my convalescence. Now, bearing in mind that I had my own business at this stage and I couldn't work for 2-3 months.
Oh
Just
my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
So that took a dive. That was probably the start of it. Recovery, I did seem to recover pretty quickly and pretty well. My body was used to being it. 20
Yeah.
rugby, I was used to being it. And it was like, I thought I was recovered and thought I was nice, but things started changing. Little subtle things started changing. Like, I became slightly more aggressive, less tolerant with people.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said something to me, I was less tolerant with them. I was quite snappy back. And at the time, I was going through a personality change. I was going from being this happy-go-lucky, sanguine idiot who finds fun in everything to being like this really, really, really stern, nasty, choleric type person.
Oh.
Really stern, really. Um, that was the first thing then. Then I started just forgetting things.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel said to me, do you remember when we went to the zoo with the kids? No. Yeah, you do. No, yeah, we do. That monkey threw some stuff at Heather. It hit her in the face and we all laughed. I said, no,
Ew.
I don't remember it. I just don't remember it. So then she said, you do remember it? And then I get snappy. I said, no, I don't remember it. I do not remember it. I remember it. I'll tell you. I started snapping at her, which wasn't good. So anyway, we went to the doctors and we explained the situation and I was getting these horrendous headaches. And the doctor said, literally turned around to me and said, well, what do you want us to do? We haven't got any happy pills we can give you. And it's like, I don't want happy pills. I just want to know what's going on with me.
Yeah.
Why I'm starting behaving like, why am I behaving? Why am I aggressive? Why am I nasty? I don't want to be like this. This is not me.
Yeah.
So anyway, we reported to the doctor and that was it. It turned out about 3 years later, I got diagnosed with severe PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd also, at the time, I then took to comfort eating, which was great fun, but not good.
Yeah.
I'd eat anything, anytime. If we had to put a bell on the dog so I didn't eat the dog. I would just literally eat anything, Janet, seriously. And I did it anytime I get up in the middle of the night and go and eat something.
Mm-hmm.
Consequently, we'll come back to that again. And that was it then. So that's my story. That's basically the background to
Right.
that. And it's important because you need to know where I was coming from.
Yeah.
When we jump back to the doctors, I started coming back to myself, my consciousness. And no, I missed a bit. Everything was going all right. I was sort of like semi-stable. But obviously, I've lost a lot of customers in my business, and it's difficult to get back, and finances were taking a hit. And so that's another thing that started spiraling. Finances, worry, finances. Not being able to sleep at night. And then, start of 2023, I said to Rachel, I said, look, I'm 62 now. Why don't we just draw down on my pension? We'll worry about that later. We can pay some bills off. We can pay the house off. At least then we can take that worry out of our minds.
Yeah.
The future we can look after later on. She said, yeah, that's a good idea. Anyway, it turns out that the pension company where my pension was were less than scrupulous. And we're now locked in a legal battle with them as to where my funds are.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Never ends, eh? That tipped me over the edge.
Yeah.
That just tipped me over the edge. That I'd spent 2023 just some of the things I did in 2023 were not very nice. I just totally lost it. Lack of sleep. I spent most nights fighting the demons, fighting. They would, when everything's quiet and everybody's asleep, that's when they come at you.
Yeah.
And they come at from every angle. It was relentless. Every night, I would fall asleep exhausted at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then get up at 8.
Oh my gosh.
Things like that.
Yeah.
It was just relentless. It was just horrible. But outwardly, I appeared calm. There were times I was in the jiu-jitsu club. I went to the jiu-jitsu club during the day one day to do some work. And I put a note on the door saying, do not open, phone the police. And I locked the door. And then the next thing I remember, I was stood on the mat with a rope around my neck.
Oh.
Which was over one of the beams. I also found myself on more than one occasion. There's literally some beauty spots near us, country lanes, car parks, in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, sat in the car, thinking, all I need to do is divert the exhaust fumes because it don't take very long and it's supposed to be quite a pleasant way to go. You'll just fall asleep.
Yeah.
But I didn't. There was something inside that said, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. But eventually they get the better of you, don't they? I was on blood pressure tablets. I thought, well, why don't I just take them all in one go? And that sort of stuff. And my mind, it's supposed to be my mate. There's the one person I've been with all my life.
Right.
You know, it's been with, reminds me with me since I was a young kid. And we're supposed to look after each other. But it took me on a journey that I didn't want to go on and shouldn't have gone on. And I had no control over it. So 2023, them were not the only incidents that I thought where I'd almost lost control, where the demons almost won. 2020 come back now in the doctors started coming around, and I started to remember what I'd done. Apparently I'd walked into the doctors, got rid of all the nice small talk, yeah, how you doing, well, blah blah blah, and then just literally had a breakdown, fall apart. I was screaming on the floor like a baby, and I just sat on the floor. Just spewing all this out. I just emptied my heart onto the doctor's floor, onto the door floor of the doctor's surgery. The final humiliation. So you look at me back now, 22 years of rugby league, jiu-jitsu black belt and coach. This big 6 foot tall, 230 pound alpha male, sat on the floor crying like a baby. Shameful. That's what I did. So, and my arm was hurting and my finger, because they put, obviously I had a pressure thing on, and they put the thing to take my vitals on and make sure I was all right. And then the blood pressure stabilised. The doctor said, well, let's get you some counselling. I said, yeah, no problem. This is what I want. This is what I wanted. This is what I should have had 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But alone now, I still haven't had it. I still haven't had the counselling.
Oh.
I came home and I sort of like slunk out the doctor's. I sort of like slunk out the doctor's surgery when I because I was just so ashamed. I was my mind because I hadn't done what it wanted me to do, which was suicide. Let's say it. Let's say the word.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't done what it wanted me to do. It basically thought it would humiliate me in public just to see it might cajole me to do what it wants me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I came home and I just said to it, I'm just going to bed for an hour. And I just sat upstairs. I just sat upstairs on the bed for 2 hours, and I just contemplated. And I just played everything back through my mind, and I got on. Looked at the video, in my mind, analysed everything, and I just thought, enough. And I went downstairs to my wife, Rachel, and I just put my arms around her, looked in the eye, and said, "It's enough, babe. It ends now." She just looked at me and said, "Go for it, babe." And that was the start. That was the start of the recovery.
Wow.
From that point on, literally, I look at it as the incident in the doctor's surgery was the shock I needed.
Mm-hmm. That was the rock bottom.
Yeah, because everything else, the incident in the dojo, sitting in the country lanes, all that was just me.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only person there. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Every secret to everybody else. I just went through 2023 with this facade of, yeah, and that there was nothing wrong. Inside it was just a turmoil. It was like I was in a blender.
Mm-hmm.
Every day was just bouncing off this and bouncing off that. It was horrific.
Yeah.
And then being in the doctor's surgery was everything came out. I had nothing to hide at that stage. I
Yeah.
literally had nothing to hide. It was everything was exposed to my wife. You know, my grandson came around. He was two. He's just come to 2.5. So, and I saw him for the first time. Yeah, I'd seen him and I interacted with him and I played with him and messed about and fixed things with him. But he wasn't really there. I wasn't really there.
Yeah.
And like he came around, he was like, "Yes," and got it. It was like it was the first time I'd seen him. I'd actually seen him for what he is. My daughter's just we got a new baby in the family. He's coming up to 3 months old, or just 3 months old. And at the start, I didn't really. On the other one, on Poppy, and it's like, I've got 3 grandkids. They're amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
Just saw them as people.
Yeah.
So anyway, then came it was like from out of the frying pan and into the fire, so to speak, because I sort of like analysed things, knew I had to do the stuff I had to do. But the first thing I had to address was 2 major problems. My bank account was too small, my body was too big. That's the best way to look at it.
Uh-huh. I think a lot of us can relate to that one.
Yeah, but I'd put on about 10 stone, which is in £140. I was just an amorphous green blob.
Mm-hmm.
So that had to be addressed. The finances had to be addressed. So the body's been addressed. I've since lost 2 stone.
Congratulations.
£28.
Yeah. No small feat.
Thank you. I've got a long way to go on that. And then finances, how could I address them? Because a lot of my customers have gone and,
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought I'd pick some up on the, work on the internet. I'd do some work on the internet. And then there's that old saying in it, was it T.C. Tongue, someone like that said, when the student is ready, the master will appear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened. I was looking for somebody to help me, not just to make some extra few quids. I was looking for someone to help me, someone who I could confide in, someone who I could work with.
Yeah.
And this guy appeared out of nowhere from, talk to this guy. And I did. And he was so non-judgmental. He was just, and I said to him, look, you don't want to work with me because I'll destroy you. I'm a mess. And I was. So I'm trying to rebuild my life, but stay away from me. No, why? Why should I? You haven't done anything wrong. And that gave me confidence. And
Yeah.
I've been working on mindset, changing my mindset, and one thing and another, and just really, really moving forward in life. And from middle of January to where we are now, to see me then and see me now, it's just light years away. I'm a totally different person. Just smile. It's raining outside, but the sun's shining.
Mm-hmm.
I get up in the morning. It's like, yeah, I'm awake.
Oh,
It's not like, what I
yeah.
mean. And I'm just really so focused now, and I've got this vision that I want to do, and this is one reason why I'm working with Matt, my mentor, is because I have this vision. And this vision is going to be a reality in the next 12, 18 months for me. I know it is. And that is that in England, we have a thing called Andy's Man Club. Now, Andy's Man Club it's specifically designed for young men with mental health problems.
Okay.
Because they just see, I don't know what it's like over there in the States, but over here, the highest suicide rate is between young men between 80 and 32 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to provide a scholarship scheme for a group of these people so they can come to the jiu-jitsu club and they can
Oh,
and they can for 12 months. In 12 months, I can train them up to orange belt.
yeah.
I can give them self-esteem. We can give them a purpose in life.
Yes.
Give them confidence and discipline and everything. And that's my vision. That my jiu-jitsu club the jiu-jitsu club is going to be. We're going to teach this for everybody,
Yes.
kids, adults. But I want this specific, this own little entity where these people come and say, "Yeah, I'm down in the dumps. Don't worry. We'll get you fit. We'll work on you, and we'll do this." And I want a scholarship where we pay the mat fee, we pay the membership to the World Jiu-Jitsu Federation, we pay the gradings, we buy the gis for 12 months. And now I'll take them up to orange belt.
Amazing. I love it. I just got goosebumps all over when you were talking about that. Amazing. It's going to help so many, and young men. And like you say, they're
But we're going to take it further than that.
okay. Tell me more.
We're going to take it further than that. We're going to start a self-defense course for ladies who are in domestic violence situations.
Yes.
So we're not leaving you girls out. It's going to be, this is for everybody. People who are struggling because I didn't know I had mental illness. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't. It was people have asked me, how did you get in this state? How did you get so low? Because if you read my profile on Facebook, that is only part of the story, and that's quite harrowing. Because I've just put it there for everyone to see, and all my rugby mates have seen it, all my ex-rugby mates have seen it, all my friends have seen it. Because I've not got a separate Facebook page; it's just there, in black and white.
Yeah.
This is me, and this is what happened. So, because I think, particularly being a bloke, and like I said, the alpha male, we don't talk.
No.
If I'd have spoken to somebody 2, 3, 4 years ago, would I be in the situation? Would I have experienced what I experienced? Probably not. If I'd have admitted, if I'd have just said to Rach, I need your help.
Mm-hmm.
My own wife, I couldn't even talk to my own wife. If I'd have just said to her, I need your help. This is happening. This is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Something would happen. But I'm not. I'm a bloke. Tough. No, I'm an idiot. in that respect. So if I'd, and this is what we've got to try and do, we've got to try and break the stigma
Yes.
associated with mental health, because like I said, I'm sorry, how did it happen? Well, it happened very, 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 very slowly
Yep.
and very quick.
Yes. Yes.
Nothing, just bits, just slight little changes in the personality, little things going on, little this and that. I didn't like this, I stopped doing that, I didn't do that. And all of a sudden, boom, I was in the net.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
what happens. That's what happens to me. I presume it's similar to other people.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just life keeps stacking little things on us, little things on us. And then suddenly we're just like, how did I get here? And everything is terrible and you can't see a way out. And that's the thing is then we're scared to talk to people about it because whether it's the stigma that's just out there or, we don't want to burden people with what's going on with us and all the rest of it. Everybody has their own reasons, but we kind of keep it to ourselves, which then makes it worse until we hit that rock bottom. And then we're like, okay, this is it. I've got nothing, literally nothing left to lose. So,
You,
I need help.
you only actually see one way out. You can't see any other way out. It's like you're at the end of a one-way street and everything's closed off. You just
Yeah.
can't the way you can see out. And I never thought that I would actually, because I had a fantastic life. I've really enjoyed the things I've done. I've got a fantastic wife and kids, and but all of a sudden now I just couldn't see any way out at all.
Mm-hmm.
The only way out I had was there was only one way out,
Yeah.
and that was not the way I wanted to take, but that's the way it was going. And the
Yeah.
longer I left it, it was inevitable. If I left it much longer, it was inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
I would have checked out.
Yeah. Because we're just in so much pain and you just want that pain to end. And
Yeah,
it seems like there's only one way to do that. And of course there isn't, but we need help at that point.
yeah, yeah,
If we keep it all to ourselves, it's going to end in us taking our own lives. If we
yeah,
get the help that we need, we can rebuild.
yeah,
And then we're here and we're sharing our stories to help the people who are on their way down
yeah.
so that they can pull themselves back up and
Absolutely, absolutely.
talk to people and get the help that they need.
Yeah. The
Yes.
problem is that, as you say, you don't actually know you're going there, and
Mhm.
the help you need is not forthcoming, particularly over here. I mean, I was offered. I went through a preliminary um, assessment, and they said, yes, we can offer you an unlimited, face-to-face, one-to-one counselling course. Brilliant.
Awesome.
When can I start? Well, you're 199th in a 200 person list. So that'll be about 3 years' time then.
Oh my God.
And I will not be here in 3 years' time. And I just thought, no, I'm doing this myself. I will do this myself.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I look at it very simplistic now. It's, I don't have a certificate. I don't have a certificate to say I am a trained counsellor. I don't.
Sure.
What I do have, I've been there.
Yeah.
And I've got out. I've seen how I got down there, and I know how I got out. Now, the question is, these people have a certificate, they've been there, or have they just heard about it?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
hearing about something and actually experiencing it are two entirely different entities.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I'm not the certificate, and I don't profess that I'm going to even try to analyze people. What I would like to do and what I intend to do, and this is part of the mentorship that I'm learning from Matt, is to mentor people to look for the signs
Yeah.
and then seek help and be prepared. Be not. Um, don't be frightened to ask for help. Don't be ashamed. It's not your fault. someone is suffering from that. It's not their fault. Something
No.
has happened in their life that has triggered this. In my case, it was having a bit of an altercation outside. I didn't even go into the anxiety attacks that I used to suffer. They were horrendous. They were horrendous. I would literally just be in the living room or whatever. They only ever happened here. They only ever happened at home. Never anywhere else.
Okay.
Something to trigger it, and I would just literally, I'd either just tense up like a board and start just shaking, or I start lashing out,
Mm-hmm.
which is not good when I've got my wife in the room.
No.
Lashing out, nobody's there. I would just stare at a fixed point, just stare, and I could be staring at a fixed point for 3-4 minutes, just staring at it. So all because I didn't seek help, or B, there was no help coming, because that could have changed everything entirely, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
would do. And one of the things, like I said, there was two. My wife stopped with me, which is really good of her,
Yes.
but she could so easily have walked away, you know. But I suppose I hit it, but we didn't get on. We're great now. What was I saying? No idea. A senior moment. There was there were two things that I need to work on personally. Well, three. One is my body, because I need to get rid of the excess indulgences.
Yeah.
One is the finances. So, Matt, and my mindset. I'm changing my mindset. Like, my mindset is changing amazingly. It's like from being in a situation where I hated everything, I was raging at the world, I just hated everything, to now I love life. I absolutely love life. I'm 63. The average person in Britain lives till 73, the average male. That means I've got 10 years.
Oh,
I'm living till 200. I'm
yeah.
not having that. I'm living till 200, mate. That's my plan.
Yeah. 73 is far too young. You have work to do.
Yeah, but
You've got things to do. You have differences to make.
so my finances are on the up now, because I started an affiliate marketing business with Matt, and that is building amazingly. And what we're doing on that is, oh, it's amazing. What I've learned, what stuff we've gone through. Just, I would never, ever, ever, ever have put a picture of myself on Facebook, or myself lately, myself at the moment on Facebook or social media. Never. I
Mhm.
always avoided photographs. Whenever we took photographs at the jiu-jitsu club, I always avoided them. Now I'm putting videos on there, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, this is me. This is who I am. I can't hide. You
Mhm.
know, this will always be me. So
Yes.
I need to start. I've learned to start loving myself. Excuse me, as opposed to hating myself. I've also forgiven myself for putting my wife through what I put myself through. But more importantly, you know what?
Mm.
I was raging at these guys, and I wanted to hunt them down like a pack of dogs. That's what I wanted to do. And I could quite easily have done it. I had the firepower, I had the skills to do it. But you know what? I don't care. They did what they did.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. They're the ones that have to live with that ultimately. They're the ones that will have to grow up through life, and they will always have that memory of smashing a bottle over someone's head and thinking it was fun. They
Yeah.
have to do that. They have to forgive themselves for that, because I forgive them. I don't care anymore. I don't care about them anymore. I've forgiven them. They're out in my life. That baggage is gone.
Yeah.
Still here. I still remember it, and it's still part of the story. But they're not part of my life. I knew they are. I know five of their names. But what would that achieve? If I went down and sort of like turned them over one night, what would it achieve? Would it make me feel better?
Hmm.
I don't think it would. That made me the person that they are.
Right.
I don't want to be that person. I want
Mm-mm.
to be the person I was. I want to be that happy-go-lucky, sanguine person who really just found fun in everything he did. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I were. That's what I want to be, and that's what I'm going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me. That's more or less the story, Jenna.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. There's just so many lessons. And I mean, the one part that I think when we're telling our own story, it's a little bit different, but what I'm taking away is just the immense strength that you have, because it's not easy to pull yourself out of that, but just to sit down and be like, enough. I'm done. I'm done with this bullshit. It's time to turn my life around, and then to go ahead and do that. And I'm not assuming it's been easy, or there haven't been ups and downs and bumps and all the rest of it, but just to make that decision. And I'm sure a lot of that also comes with your background in rugby, where you have that mindset there too. Like, okay, we're going to win, right? You just sort of decide you're going to play your best no matter how much you're hurting, no matter which way the wind is blowing. You get out there and you do what you need to do to win the game. And that's what kicked in when you were at rock bottom. We're going to do what we need to do, me and my brain together,
We met.
to
Might be down.
yeah, to win this game of life, right? So, yeah, kudos to you. And then to go ahead, not only to pick yourself up, but to make a difference for
Oh,
others.
I intend to make a difference.
Yeah.
That's my vision.
Yeah. And
And
that's what keeps us going. I mean, that's also why I'm doing this podcast,
yeah,
right? Is to make a difference, hopefully, for others by sharing our stories. Because there's no reason. And for whatever, if you're put on a waiting list for 3 years for mental health counseling, or whatever is is out there isn't enough, or isn't lined up for you, there's tons of us out there who have been through it and who are there to mentor you and be like, you're not alone. There's things out there that can help, even if they're not the sort of standard ways of getting help. So look for us. We're out there.
well, I know where you are now. I've got your address now. But yeah, that's about it. Everything. No, you're right. It's not easy. It's not easy. And the funny thing is, when you find the key to unlock the prison that your mind's put in, because that's how I look at it. There's a key somewhere within where you are, within your own mind. There is a key.
Yeah.
In my case, it was the key was the doctor, the doctors. Well, somewhere within your mind, you'll be given a key. It's also having the courage to open that door and walk through it and come out into the light. To find you walk through the dark corridor and you see the light in the distance of a past memory, which is this is how I looked at it. I saw this past memory which I walked to, and this past memory made me smile. But then as I looked around, there was another past memory, another one, and these were the good memories, not the bad memories of the incident, which were dominating in mind. I started finding all the past memories, like when me and Rach got married, or when we first met, and things like that, and just winning cups at rugby, and all of a sudden the good times we had, and all of a sudden the room was aglow with these memories. It was like the thousand suns shining down on me, and it was like wow, and that to me was then. I don't want to go back there.
No.
And like I say, I found Matt, my mentor, coach, and we got a group of positive-minded people, and I don't know whether I could have done it without them. I really don't. I would have done, but it wouldn't have been as easy, because every time I started thinking about slipping back a bit, it's like, come on, you're all right, you're doing good, keep going. And as long as you're taking a step forward, you're moving in the right direction. I always think, I start thinking of it now, if I'm not learning and evolving, I'm stagnating and devolving. I'm just slipping back to where I am.
Yeah.
So that's my mindset now. It's like keep learning, because as long as I'm learning, as long as I'm preparing my mindset, as long as I'm building on my knowledge, my skills, my mind's occupied. And that little entity at the back, that little demon that lives at the back of my mind, the good angel, bad angel, I think it's an entity as far as I'm concerned. Face sensitive. It's a really nasty piece of work.
Little Voldemort on the back of your head.
Right? He can just stay where he is, and he can just sit there because he's not getting. He feeds off negative energy. I know he does. Every negative thought that people get, every negative thought I had, every negative film I watched, everything I watched that was negative, he used to feed off that. It was like his dinner. That was
Yeah.
his staple diet, and he just grew and grew and grew. He grew at a bigger rate than I did, actually.
Yeah, that's the danger.
And, he grew at a faster rate than my body did for comfort eating. But you know what? I don't feed him that now. He's on a severe diet. He gets nothing negative. Nothing negative. All he sees is everybody around me now saying, and I've said I don't want to hear any negative. We need to let's create a positive environment. I read positive books, the why, the one, Actor Friends and Influence People, that sort of stuff. Started reading them again now. That's just positive going in, all the good stuff going in.
Yeah.
Starving to death now, and sooner or later he's going to wither away and die.
Yes.
The sooner the better. But, I don't want to kill anybody, but he's part of me. He's on his way out.
Yeah. Yep.
I
love that analogy. I love it.
Yes. It's just a really strange way of looking at it.
Whatever works, really. I mean, if it helps, then look at it that way. But yeah, I love that. Just keep, overpowering it with positivity.
Yeah.
And
Put him on a diet.
Yes.
I've had to go on a diet because of him, so he can.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much, Mark, for sharing your story with us today. And I love what you're doing. I love the influence that you're putting out there in the world. Keep at it. I am wishing you the best of luck with your mentorship program and everything you're doing with your jiu-jitsu club. And more power to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's actually been fun. I think the more I talk about it and the more I tell my story, the easier it gets for me, the better I feel. And if I can just touch one person, just one person, one person can listen to hear my story and think, hell yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yes.
And people, just drop it to do want to DM me and talk to me. Just drop on the profile on Facebook. Just Mark Coope. Pop on there, send me a DM, and I'll happily talk to people.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you are valuable, you are meant for more, and that it really does get better. If you are in crisis, there are numbers that you can call or text to get the help that you need. That information for Canada and the US is in the description below each episode. If you are in immediate crisis, please call 911. We love you, and I hope you'll listen again.